Good day, my SAVS. This is Nigerian News Center. Let us look at the bill in the House of Representatives that is seeking to create additional state in the southeastern part of Nigeria. We understand that apart from southeast, every other geopolitical zone in Nigeria have at least 6 states. And we are seeing a swift reaction from Simon Ekpa, saying that what the Igbos need is total freedom, that nobody was consulted as such, that they want Biafra, not additional state, that creating another state is a divide and rule strategy. Mr. Chinedu Michael, how do you view this?
Yes, for me, it's a charming attraction. For me, it's a good news. For me, it's a welcome development. For me, I think to an extent, even though I have a deep reservation, because I think by now we should be running up to 8 states or thereabout, considering the fact that the entire eastern Nigeria contribution to the development of Nigeria. We need to empower them with more states. Talking about but let us start from one first. And a name should be carefully chosen in that regard. A name that links us to our identity. What I mean by identity, a name that can be traced, to be part of our identity. Biafra has not come so far until we get Biafra for now, where we are going to turn most of those states to provinces, but it has not come, so there's no need of anybody entertaining the quest. We keep on pushing for sovereignty of Biafra at the end of the day, but as it stands now, a lot of reactions have been coming. Kudos have been given to Ugo Chinyere, who people believe was behind the bill, and also the Deputy Speaker Carlo of the Federal House of Assembly, who has been very productive in that position, and who has also gone to an extent to establish Southeast Development Commission. I think to an extent is gaining momentum at the Federal House and also at the Senate. So if they go ahead to add an additional state, we need more close to 8 states, from that eastern Nigeria, particularly, so that we're able to see how we are going to continue to spread the strength that Igbos are known for, all over the world. So I don't think it's going to stop any quest for Biafra. I don't think it's going to reduce any energy that is geared, towards achieving the restoration of Biafra as a nation. Every Igbo, all the aspiration of Igbos, wherever they are, is to have a nation they can call their own. But as it stands now, most of those places, most of those states they are creating now, if Biafra come, definitely we are going to turn it to provinces at the end of the day. So what Simon Ekpa is not saying, is saying is not far from the truth. I support him for the quest of sovereign state of Biafra. But since we have not actually been given that sovereignty as it stands now, we want to say kudos to Ugo Chinyere and the Deputy Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, talking about Carlo, for some few wonderful moves, to bring about critical development in the entire eastern Nigeria, considering the fact that the eastern Nigeria has been marginalized, has been deprived of so many federal government presence for a very long time. To an extent, for me, I think it's a charming one.
It's a charming one. That is from Chinedu Michael. It means you are disagreeing with the position of Simon Ekpa that what the Igbos need is sovereign state of Biafra, even as you have alluded to the fact that since Biafra have not come, that the giving Igbos another state is a charming, it's charming anyway. But let me take you to the rudiments of creating states in Nigeria, because it have just passed first reading. You understand that you need to pass through first, second, and third reading. Thereafter, it goes to the relevant committee of the House before they revert to the plenary where they adopt it, and after that, they need concurrence from the Senate. Once the Senate ratify what the House of Rep did, then you need to send it to the Houses of Assembly to get majority from the state House of Assembly before you now send it to President for presidential assent. Looking at the rigors, the process, do you think the promoters of this bill, I'm talking about 15 House of Assembly members, do you think they have what it takes to push it through?
Of course, policy is about negotiation. Policy is about interest. Politics is about rub my back, I rub your back. Politics is about the people. Politics is about development and anything that's going to bring direct development to the people, especially given the level of which the government Nigeria has marginalized the entire eastern Nigeria. I think to an extent they have the strength, they have the energy, they have the technical know-how, they have the balance also, and they have the links to continue. That's why I said it's a charming one, because we understand that, of course, it's just a starting point. It has to go through a process and all that. The same thing is going to happen to Southeast Development Commission that have started undergoing processes, as being required by law, before we have the presidential assent to it. They of course, they are Igbos, and of course they have the network both at the Federal House of Representatives and also at the Senate, even at the presidency too. I can assure you that if it is not a consented I don't know how to put it, but if it is not a decided trap, you understand what I mean? Because in Nigeria anything is possible. Then we expect that is going to get to the level where the president himself will assent to it and it will become a reality. All those things will be taken care of. They have what is said. They have the energy, and I can assure you, if there's if the road is clear as believed, because the Igbo man does not embark on a mission that is not well defined. I think before they started, things would have been properly, a negotiation would have been done, even behind the scene or closed doors, before they come out publicly and begin to move towards that direction.
Okay, now let us look at, because from all indications, from records available, they will be bringing out some places from Anambra, Imo, Abia to make up that state. And we understand that I think the state if created is going to go by the name ORLU. With all this information, are you satisfied?
Yes, let me tell you, in ORLU zone, well, for me, I expected something, more deep than that, something that is more connected to our identity, as Biafrans, something that we needed to, I think they were trying to propagate something like Adada state in those states. I don't know why that name suddenly went underground, but I'm seeing a situation that that state should be given a name that befits it, properly. Like we have Imo State, we have Abia State, it's connected. We have Ebonyi State. If you look at those names, you know that it is connected to our identity. But you want to talk about ORLU, even if they say it's Abagana or something, we know it's connected to our destiny.
ORLU is a subset of Biafra. Is it not?
No, it's just I think it's one of the largest community in Imo State, and but when you say Abagana, you are immortalizing the heroic efforts, through that name of the exploits, the ingenuity of Biafran soldiers, during that war. So it's something that is attached to our destiny, it's attached to our blood, and it's something that we can look back and use that name to remember, how our fathers defended defended us against oppression. You know, something like that is actually what we need. You know, I think Igbo thinkers, especially the Ohanese themselves, you know, should come down. This is not a matter. They cannot know anything or everything at once. You know, when they are even trying to put us on certain things, I think to an extent, people should be there should be an atmosphere or a forum where people will come and really deliberate, because you can't just wake up in the one morning and say you are giving out a name to a state, you know, in a Biafran land in the eastern, without connecting that name to, you know, divinity or something that has to do with influence or remembrance or immortalization of how Igbos stood against oppression in 1967. At least that Abagana was a flashpoint during the war.
Don't you think, the way it stands, that those people pushing for it would have done consultation? When I mean consultation, at the level of their constituencies, to get a buy-in of their constituents?
No, it's not a matter about getting a buy-in. You know, I know that Ugo Chinyere himself, who a lot of people believe is championing it, is from Imo State. You know, you should understand what I mean. It's from Imo State, and although it's one of the biggest constituencies in Imo State, you know, and using the name Olo, for me, I think even if we call it Uli State, you know, something that is connected, you know, to somebody. If they have done that, they would have done that, you know, within a certain interest, you know, that might have been influenced by some certain factors or thereabout. But if they spread it a lot, or if they have opportunity to listen to this kind of interview, we personally are of the opinion that Abagana State would have made sense more than ORLU, you know, because ORLU, when you talk about Abagana, it connects the entire Biafran struggle for existence. You understand what I'm saying? Struggle for against oppression. You know, if you call it Uli State, you know, where we know we built the only airport, you know, that stood against the world as at that time. You know, it's something that is connected to our lives, talking to our blood is very important. Not ORLU. I don't know why they had the money to get to that level that they are talking about ORLU. But when you say Abagana State, yes, everybody will know that, you know, Abagana has something to do with our identity. That's what I'm talking about. Not ORLU. How does that sound? Does it sound like something that, you know, that has to do with something that is attached to our? All Igbos are the same. All Igbos, both the ones in Bayelsa, in Benue, in Kogi, wherever they are the same. We know the history. Even those ones in Benue, we know the history. Forget this continuous divide and rule.
Chinedu Michael,
I think what I'm saying is this. No, for me, I think Abagana State will make a lot more sense than ORLU State.
I must say, let me thank you for your time. This is Nigerian News Center.